Hello, everyone. Welcome to Midway Gaming. I'm Nick on the side of the comms, of course, Justin providing audio commentary and his own brand of madness wherever applicable. So, another week, another video, and this one is a follow-up to kind of stuff we learned at the Game Awards this year. Or is it? Is it technically last year? Because it was December of 2024, but it's only January. Well, technically February,
Technically, no
probably.
matter
It's the end of
what, every year
January.
does not matter because every second of every day is gaming day.
See what I meant about madness? But anyways.
Yes.
So, anyways, however you want to call it, this is basically a follow-up to the stuff we learned in the Game Awards, and this is Ninja Gaiden 4. Interesting. It's been about, what, a decade or so since we saw the last Ninja Gaiden game, so that's interesting. Full disclosure, I have actually played a Ninja Gaiden before, but it was long ago. Like I said, it was quite a bit of time since we saw the last game. It was back on the DS, actually, and I don't remember much of it, but it was fun. I don't remember having any complaints about it, but I don't know too much about the world or the story. I just remember it being fun. So I guess 4 will be definitely something I check out at some point. They actually released, I think last week as of this recording, the Ninja Gaiden 4 trailer, and that'll be down in the description actually. I originally was going to link the one to Sony, but if you play Sony's one, it literally opens up with Xbox Game Studios. So I thought that would just be a little weird, so I just decided to link the Xbox one. So everything just feels, uh, what's the word I'm looking for here? Unanimous. You don't want to be playing an Xbox. You don't want to see a PlayStation game or a PlayStation trailer open up with Xbox Game Studios. It just feels dysphoria somehow. So, anyways,
It feels
so
dubious at best.
dubious indeed. So you'll find that down in the comments. It's about 2 minutes. I've watched it, and yeah, if you haven't heard the news, actually, Platinum Games is actually working on this one,
Yes.
which is interesting. According to an article we actually found, apparently Phil Spencer was actually the one who suggested that go about. It was originally not a thing, but yeah, the head of Xbox himself was like, "Yeah, I guess why don't we get Platinum to work on this?" Which honestly, it makes sense because for those who aren't aware, let me just do a head count real quick of like the people involved in this project. We got KT, and they're behind things like the Niho series and a few others that I can't remember. We've got Team Ninja. Team Ninja are also involved with the Niho series. They did, uh, um, oh, I can't remember. It's the other one set in Japan that I cannot remember.
Mm,
Not Ghost of Tsushima. Not
mm.
that one. I don't know why that came to my head, but uh, the other one having to do with prosthetic arm. If you know, you know. But anyways, they worked on, I believe, that one and one other one whose name I can't remember. So they've got a kind of a history of working on these types of games. So that'll be interesting. They also, for those who haven't played things like the Niho games, those are generally hard games. They kind of are in the vein of Dark Souls, this kind of game. So it'll be interesting to see if any of that DNA translates over to Ninja Gaiden. I don't remember the old Ninja Gaidens being particularly hard, so maybe they'll crank up the difficulty. And of course, as we mentioned before, Platinum will also be involved in this one, which honestly, when you look at the trailer, you can definitely see their influence because I mean just the way the characters move. If you've played some of Platinum's other games, such as Bayonetta series, which they're very famous for, you can definitely see kind of the movement set in there that is very much akin to things like Bayonetta, where it's very fluid, it's very
Yeah,
agile
it's
movement.
every like attack that you go and give goes off of one another. Everything kind of flows together into one go.
Exactly. So you can definitely see Platinum's influence. So
Hmm.
between Team Ninja and KT and their history of producing extremely hard games and Platinum's history of producing games with a lot of just flowing combat and a lot of just hard-hitting, brutal combat, it'll be interesting to see where this goes. Honestly, the trailer also showed a much more mobility in this game, which I remember if memory serves, the game I played at Ninja Gaiden was actually a side scroller. So very different than this, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see far more movement in this game compared to the last one I played. But like I said, I don't remember too much of that one myself. But we will see. Moving on from that, actually, also Xbox has themselves on the topic, since this is out of their game studios. they have actually gone on record and officially revealed that it will also be on Game Pass as of day one of its release. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
As for when that release window will be, we don't have a specific date as of yet, but we do know that it'll be fall 2025 if Xbox is to be believed, which I don't know why they wouldn't be, barring any kind of, I don't know, delays. The worst delay as of right now that I could see happening is something happening as a result of voice work. But I mean, the trailer was
Even
fully
then,
voiced,
yeah. I don't
so I don't
I
see a
have a
problem.
feeling this is going to be one of those cases where the game has already been fully voiced and everything is already
Yeah, it
fully
feels like this
done.
is already done. Yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like everything, as far as the voice work, is probably done or near done at this point. So I don't see why there would be any issues with that. So yeah, barring that, I don't see any possible issues with delays unless Xbox comes out of the woodwork and is like, nah, give it a few months or so. Because you never know. There are some big games releasing this year, honestly. I mean, we have things like the new Monster Hunter Wilds, which is the next big foray into mainstream consoles from the Monster Hunter series, considering Monster Hunter World was just extremely good. That went really well, so I don't see why that won't be a banger. We have um freaking oh my goodness. We have oh my god. Hideo Kojima's next big thing, the Death Stranding 2, which will be Postman Simulator 4, Return of the Postage. I don't know, which will be interesting. I'll definitely be picking that up when it comes out, as well as a few other games. So it's definitely going to be a jam-packed year this year.
Hmm.
So we will see if that impacts the release date. But those are all in like summer or spring. So I don't see how that would impact uh Ninja Gaiden with, like I said, Wilds. I think coming out only in like a week or so. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. But yeah, that's kind of where we are right now with Ninja Gaiden. Looks very promising. Definitely see Ninja's DNA, or definitely see Platinum's DNA. Interesting to see what'll happen with Ninja. Not the Ninja Gaiden, the other Ninja, Team Ninja.
Yes.
God, this is gonna get confusing.
You're going to be very confused, don't worry.
But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we only saw some cinematic gameplay as well as some combat, so I don't know. It definitely feels very interesting, though. Also, it looks like we'll be having two characters as well, which will be interesting.
Yes. Yes.
Cross-playable, or will there be like choose a character and go with them for the entire story? I don't know.
I
We'll see.
mean, they could do a whole number of different things, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's gonna be one of those cases of like you've got two playable characters in the story, and they do obviously meet each other. So, what exactly is going to play out? Is it going to be one of those cases where it's a story where you go back and forth, you choose one, or you choose different things throughout the story, and it impacts the ending based off of that? Who knows? They might do a whole number of different things, and we don't really know for sure.
True. Or they could go kind of like the Scarlet Nexus route, where you
Mm,
pick one protagonist and you kind of see the story entirely focused from their perspective, and
mm.
there will be times where you fight the other character throughout the story, but you just kind of see it from the singular person you pick throughout the entire story. So you kind of have to play both to get the full picture, kind of thing.
Yes.
Me, I don't care too much for that kind of thing because it feels like then you're having to play the same thing twice to get the full experience. Plus, there are times where, especially when it comes to Scarlet Nexus, not going to sit here and soapbox on Scarlet Nexus. Quite a few shows ago, I've already done that enough. But I just feel like, I don't know, it just feels very weird. But that said, on the topic of the characters itself, I mean, from what I've seen, again, I'm having to read into this because I don't remember too much myself about the Ninja Gaiden games. We're getting the returning character who I think's name is Ryu. He seems to be one of the big ones on the poster, one of the two characters you
Yes.
meet.
Yes, the poster
And
child of the game will be returning.
yes, of the Ninja Gaiden series, if memory serves too,
Yes.
as well as a newcomer of sorts. Not sure if we've seen him before, but like I said, I don't know too much about Ninja Gaiden's universe. As far as I can tell, he's new. But hey, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. We'll see what that happens, like I said, though. Not too interesting. It's kind of interesting. We're seeing it from both perspectives, where we're possibly having to play a new character, despite the very famous old one kind of returning.
Mm.
It's kind of like having a Yakuza game with Kiryu in it, but you don't play as Kiryu, you just kind of see Kiryu. It's like, well, this is awkward. But
Yes. It's like, this is going to be a little weird. Don't mind me.
Get the playing of the side character syndrome. But anyways. But yeah, no, like I said, that's kind of where we are with the Ninja Gaiden. Any comments you want to say on this, Justin? Burning commentary.
Um, the only major thing that I would say is the fact that like, I, it kind of seems like they're doing a massive push, and this is something that I talked about because the whole fact that it was all being updated and everything was brought to my attention while I was at the college in the game development club of all places, and basically he went and said that the second game was basically got a remaster and everything, and they went over how it really does feel like they're just going and pushing for a massive resurgence for the franchise, but with like newer technology and newer standards on a lot of different things. So we'll see how that
I mean, I
all
guess
goes.
I guess it makes sense for like devs to be interested in stuff like this. If you're like got a really big interest in computer dev stuff, I guess this does make sense because, like I said, the last Ninja Gaiden I remember was a side scroller, and this is clearly not a side scroller. So, um, maybe it's a massive kind of resurgence of everything. That said, I mean, if you're into Ninja Gaiden or if you're into Platinum's work, this will be good. Then again, I don't know a person who really isn't into Platinum's work, so maybe that's not the best bar of discrepancy, but it's definitely something that'll be interesting to check out. My big question is, and I think we'll end it. Maybe we'll just say one or two things, but I think this is one of the points we'll end it off in. Is that I wonder, and I was thinking about this actually earlier today while I was actually looking at the trailer myself. Is will they make this far more friendly to those just entering the franchise? And what I mean by that is
Mm.
because here's the thing, as I've mentioned several times throughout the show, we've had the last game almost a decade or more at this point. So it's very likely the people who played this game either haven't played it for a very long time and thus like me don't remember feck all, or they just haven't played Ninja Gaiden at all. And so God of War, I think, is probably the best description to how to handle this properly, right? You kind of have, or honestly, there are two big games that Sony has put out that I think are really good kind of bars of what they can do here. You got the Spider-Man approach and you got the God of War approach. The Spider-Man approach is just kind of creating a whole new character based on established lore, or just kind of a whole kind of concept, and just kind of running with that. So, depending on no matter how much you know about Spider-Man, you'll still be able to enjoy the game. Obviously, that's not the way things are going because there seems to be an established universe already here, which makes me wonder if they're going more the God of War route, which is I don't want to use the word reboot because the established lore is still there, but it takes place so far outside of the plot of what happened in the last game that everyone can go into it and kind of figure out
Yeah,
what's going
like
on.
you
You don't need to
don't
worry
need
about
to
having
play
to
the first God of Wars to know what's going on. The only major thing that you need to know is Kratos was this big god slayer, and that's basically told in the new God of Wars. So you don't really need to worry about that. It's very like new player friendly.
That's the thing, right? You might enjoy the games more like me if you already know that, but you're not going to be at a detriment if you don't. You can figure that out.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they'll go more that route when it comes to the Ninja Gaiden games because, like I said, clearly the old character from the last three games is coming in, but you're not playing as him. So maybe that's a hint to them doing something like that where they play it from the new person's perspective. You're kind of learning about it at the same time the character is, kind of thing. So maybe they'll do something like that. But again, that's just me spitballing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we are with the Ninja Gaiden 4. Like I said, no release date, probably, but it'll be in fall sometime. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the show. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all had a interesting listen. And yeah, tell me what you think about the Ninja Gaiden games. Have you played them? Have you seen this one already? Are you excited to play it? Do you not even care? It happens. Let us know down in the comments section below, and we'll see you all next week. Later, everybody.